Hey, Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives to do so. To the scattered hopeful elect across the four corners of the earth, and those among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations pursuant to Jeremiah 12 and 9, known as the speckled birds. This is not a black thing. I am Disciple Parium, a follower of Great Millstone, coming to you with a lesson in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be called Restitution over Reparations. All right. So, got inspired. There's a song by a group called Mankind Music Academy called, 40 Acres and a Mule. All right. And I'll be playing that here in a little bit. But before that, I wanted to talk about a small excerpt from Wall Street, because that's where they're actually in front of, over in New York City. Now, if you don't know, Wall Street was formed off the backs of Jake from the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, it was built much like New York in the 18th century. Again, off the back of the slave trade economy. On December 14th, 1711, a law was passed by the New York Common Council that made Wall Street the city's first official slave market for the sale and rental of enslaved, here it says Africans, but we know that's Jake, right? And Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, all right? So, standing in front of it because, they're presenting this message. And in this song, they're going over, obviously, reparations, but you could tell the song's a lot more than just reparations, all right? Because they want to be restored. They want that restitution. And this is what these epistles will be going over. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. It's like...
Your deficit is decadent. Poor souls, you were never rich. Unseasoned, uneven. Odds are you done leading. You've only one cheating, is the sun season. Melanated love bug Starsky. Wild style, wildlife safari. Manual labor party. Party affiliations. Lobbyist litigation. Ungodly. God body divinations. Divine non-deliberations. Deliver us from Satan. Expedited. Deliver us from waiting. It's overdue. Deliver us a payment, cash on delivery, delivered to the last of a living breed. How much? Enough to last till infinity. The question that I ask of my enemy, remember me? You gave as much as I gave to you. You gave as much as I gave to you. For the Yankees in you. For the Yankees in you. For the Yankees in you.
So yeah, man, that song really hit real hard. So we're gonna go over, some of these bars that he mentioned, all right, and get into some scriptures. Got to hit the scriptures. So when he said the deficit is decadent, it reminded me of Revelations 18 and verse 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So this is going into the pride of Esau, Edom, okay, and into really their former pride, because that's what we're going into. Because right now, these curses that we're under, pursuant to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, are getting put back onto them slowly, and we see it, and we see who the wicked is, and everyone's mourning about what's going on in this world. All right, the world languishes. That mirth is not there anymore. You can't go out and party and and it's not as fun, or you didn't have the time that you had before. Okay. So going to the line where he said manual labor party, I was thinking about the many iterations of captivity that we served to build up many nations, whether it be the Babylonian, the Roman, the Grecian Empire, the Syrian Empire. Man. So just go to the book of Jeremiah. 2 verse 14. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but man, it says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" All right. So we're spoiled because we went off against our power in several different iterations. But once the kingdom is established, that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to have that new covenant, and unbeknownst to Christians, we are not in a new covenant because you don't have new bodies. We still get sick, we still sin. All right, so that's whack. So yeah, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30:1, and it reads, "And it shall come, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call among all the nations, whether the Lord Yahweh thy power have driven thee." All right, now Lord he to be, he exists. That's the name of the Almighty, though. Okay, so yeah, man, we're these dry bones are awakening. Okay, and then what's going to happen is these curses are going to befall our enemies. So when he's talking about deliver us from Satan, and Satan means adversary, obviously he's not the adversary to Yahweh because he works for Yahweh. Okay, and you can look at the book of Job. Yahweh and Satan basically had a bet to see if Job could be tempted, or if Job would fall for the left-handed angel. And that didn't happen, obviously, but he's an adversary unto us, unto if you don't believe in the Lord, as far as being an Israelite, that's how he's an adversary. So and then so that line goes, deliver us from Satan, expedited, deliver us from waiting. So I was thinking about Esau. Look to the book of John chapter 8 verse 44. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil," which means deceiver, "and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning," going to Cain, all right, who slew Abel, "and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." All right, and he's trying to buy back his blessing. That's what he's trying to do. He sold his birthright. Okay. So all these curses are going to befall Esau, Edom. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30:7. "And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." All right. Now, when he had that line that was going into, enough to last us until infinity, the only question that I ask of my enemy, you remember me? All right. So I was thinking about, New Jerusalem, when the nations are going to have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's go to Revelations 21, verse 24. "And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor unto it." And the only nation that's not going to be saved and not going to be given any promise of mercy is Esau, Edom. Okay, and you can read that in the Zondervan Dictionary Bible. All right, but also throughout the scriptures. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 7. And it reads, "Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David," right? The Bayaf Dawadah, house of David, "and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord Yahweh of hosts will perform this, or the heaven's armies. The Lord of heaven's armies will perform this, and it will be done through Yahweh Shai, the Son, right, in the kingdom. All right, so let's go to where it says, go to 2 Thessalonians. Let's see. It's like a. Oh no, I already read that one. So Isaiah 9:7, throne of David. Yep. So when he says remember me, I want to go to the book of Sirach. It's like I'm jumping around here. 25 verse 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And how beautiful would that be? Obviously you can't escape these curses. I don't care where you move to, wherever, but to be here and see the downfall of your enemy, it's priceless. Your words can't bring anything to that. So the hook goes, if you gave as much as I gave to you. I was thinking about the type of government when Yahweh Shai returns. So let's go back to the Blue Letter Bible. To the book of Acts, chapter 3. I'm going to start in verse 19. There he goes. Yeah, Blue Letter is acting weird today. I have to do that in order for the NOT to load up. So it says, repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins be not may be blotted out, when the time of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. Verse 20, and he shall send Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Yahweh Shai he is deliverer, right? And Mashiach is the Messiah, anointed, which before was preached unto you. Verse 21 is the point. Whom the heaven must receive until the time of restitution of all things, which Yahweh hath spoken by the mouth of his holy prophets since the world began. And we're going to get into that word, restitution. And this is the Septuagint. Strong's G for Greek, 605. Apokatastasis. All right. And it means restoration, a true theocracy. Now, I want to get that word, theocracy. But going to that restoration, this is also of that more perfect state of even physical things which existed before the fall. So let's go into the etymology of that word, theocracy. It's the study of words. All right. It's a form of government in which Yahweh is recognized as supreme ruler in his laws from the statute book. It says originally of the sacerdotal government of Israel before the rise of kings. Let's see. Also meaning priestly or religious body wielding political and civil power. And that's the priesthood of Melchizedek or Malach Tazadak, okay, that Yahweh Shai is going to come in when he reigns. So now I want to go back to the Blue Letter, to the book of Micah 4 and 2. And it reads, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. Okay. So yeah, that's coming, and this chapter is fire right here too. But yeah, nations they're not gonna know war anymore. They're gonna beat their swords into plowshares. You see that in verse 3 right there, and the spears and the pruning hooks, because they're gonna get busy, building up the nation and the kingdom of heaven. All right, you got that 1,000-year period, and then Esau's not even gonna be anymore. So I want to go ahead and play this video one more time, just so so it hits.
Your deficit is decadent. Poor souls, you were never rich. Unseasoned, uneven. Odds are you done leading. You've only one cheating. Is the sun season. Melanated love bug Starsky. Wild style, wildlife safari. Manual labor party. Party affiliations. Lobbyist litigation. Ungodly. God body divinations. Divine non-deliberations. Deliver us from Satan. Expedited. Deliver us from waiting. It's overdue. Deliver us a payment. Cash on delivery. Deliver to the last of a living breed. How much? Enough to last till infinity. The question that I ask of my enemy. Remember me? As much as I gave to you. You gave as much as I gave to you.
So yeah, man, I pray this lesson was edifying to Akim Akwath. Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom. On to the next.